welcome back to the channel. Money Benjamin is here and we are back in the Money Be In. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Raspini Games. Oh yeah, let's get the air horns off in this place. Yeah. Raspini Games, a very good friend of mine, and I assume you people may not know her. So, Raspini Games, I'm going to give the floor to you to give yourself a little introduction and explain who you are to these amazing people, and you know, plug yourself and drop the links and all that lot.
Right, put me on the fucking spot, haven't you?
I didn't even tell you this before we started.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Sell yourself now. Go.
Hi. My name's Raspini, or my alter ego, as some people would know me as Spoonhead Games. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I'm a piece of shit. Yeah. I wasn't prepared for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are today going to take a look again at the Final Fantasy XVI trailer, and we're going to analyze it. But without further ado, let's dissect this amazing trailer one more time. Oh, I thought it just on the spot right then. It didn't say the D. I was like, dissect this trailer once and for all. Alrighty. This is gonna be a very stop. We can go from not frame to frame, but pretty much frame to frame. How before we start pressing play, what was your thoughts on 16 when you saw the trailer?
Me? Oh, you talking to me?
You, Madam Spin, yeah.
Worried. That was my initial thought.
Worried?
I was worried.
And why
because
were you
of the art style and the way that, obviously I spoke to you on the phone. I was like, are we going to get another open world MMO RPG like Final Fantasy XIV?
Yeah,
that was my initial fuck. Like that was my brain cell at the moment, because obviously the art style and the way it was conducted and the way that the storyline is exactly like the DLC, the latest DLC for Final Fantasy XIV. I was like, no, I can't do it. I just standalone storyline of a solo RPG.
I mean, it's no secret, and obviously, if you know, if you don't, then you can Google it. But the director and producer are very famous for doing Final Fantasy XIV, which explains the art style, complete art style. And I remember talking to you about, and we'll get to it in a second in the trailer, but when they was talking about the Mother Crystal, something like that, and your mom recognized it from Final Fantasy XIV, and it's pretty much directly lifted from 14 and point to 16. And I share the same concerns as you, because I'm not the biggest MMO fan. I have played 14, but not for 5 years. I'm a single player kind of gamer.
We're solo players for sure.
It's very rare you'll see me pick up an MMO, but thankfully we don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about that just yet, at all. So it is time to dissect this trailer. Let's get started. This trailer. So we're gonna literally pause it right there. So I think this is the first little bit where I turned around and I was like, oh my god, is this Final Fantasy? I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was remake to start off with. Hey, how's it going? Future Money Benjamin here. We're about to enter spoiler territory mode for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So if you've not played or not seen or don't want to know the ending to Final Fantasy VII Remake, please jump to the time mark on the screen right now. Back to the video.
Obviously, at the end of you see Zack, which would suggest that we're going to have a crisis core built in to the next part, because obviously they drop Zack so quickly at the end of the game. That would only to me suggest that he's going to have a bigger part to play in an alternate universe in the next game.
100% agree.
So, and if it wasn't for the fact that his eyes are not fucking deep, like crystal blue, I would have said that he was a soldier, 100%.
There we go. See, we're all on the same page, and you watching this video right now, don't even dare comment in the comments saying, I never thought that. You did. You all thought it. We all thought it together.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant.
All right, Shiva's dominant. That was it. The word Shiva. The word Shiva, literally, I was like, everyone, be quiet. Twitch chat, be quiet. Nobody talk or even breathe right now. This is it. So, they're talking about Shiva's dominant, and the word dominant is probably a play on the traditional summoner role that we have seen in like Final Fantasy X, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. There's obviously different names given to summoners, and it sounds like these, or at least a dominant, is somebody that either can summon these beasts or takes form of these
If you think
beasts.
about it, Final Fantasy 13, they weren't summoners.
No.
But they all had their own summon. So they could also play on 13 because they were technically their dominant. Like, they only had one summon per person, which would say that Shiva only is one person summon. Mm-hmm. And that would be why it's a dominant. So it's not a case of this person can summon all of them, hence why the term summoner isn't used. Mm-hmm. It could just mean that is that person's summon, and that means that they are their dominant. Like, that's how I see it.
Still new to this.
Only the dominant. How do we even know the girl will be among them?
Stop right there. Right. Blood spurting out. This is a big deal, all right? And we'll touch on this more as the trailer goes along, but just keep that in mind right now. Blood spurting out. What I'm going to say. And every time I see it, I'm going to say it. And then we're going to talk about it at the main bit, all right? Keep that in mind.
Our kind do not question orders.
Our kind do not question orders, as the main character touches the tattoo-like thing on his face. And they all share the same one, all four of those dudes around the campfire. So, all a part of some kind of tribe, maybe? Well, yeah, I don't know if that's the correct word. Clan. It's similar to how in 13 they've all got the branding of the Lacies and that.
I feel like we're going to get the opposite view of what we normally have as a Final Fantasy game. Because normally for us, the protagonists are the ones with the summons, we're the ones with magic, we're the ones that we are the rebellion, right? Always, we are the ones that rebel against things. Obviously, you've got Cloud who rebels, you've got Lightning and they rebel against Lassie. And I feel like we're going to be on the other side this time.
Mm-hmm. So we could be like, I don't know, hired mercenaries. Like,
no, not even that.
No?
I think it's just going to be, so obviously in 13 you go against the whatever they are, like Shinra. Okay, put it as Shinra. Probably the best way to put it. Mm-hmm. We are going to be playing on Shinra's side this time.
Oh, yes.
Imagine that's how I'm seeing. At the moment, we're only the people we're seeing are the what I would think of as our enemies if we're playing it in a normal Final Fantasy game. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen who the dominant is.
Nope.
We don't see who she is. So either Square Enix are being really, really sneaky and not showing us who she is because we're going to be playing her, or we are going to be straight hard hitting. We're going to be against the rebellion.
Oh, I love how deep this is. I love how deep this is already.
You picked the right person.
So much theory crafting already, and I absolutely love it. Like,
so we are Shinra interesting.
See, I like the fact. I like that fact. I like the fact that we could be on the opposite side for a change. We've not had that. You rarely get that in video games anyway. Never just Final Fantasy. It's always, oh, you're the protagonist and you do this and the other. You're never the antagonist. And kicking the crap out of all the baby faces. No, never ever get that. And I like the idea of that. And if it's not,
do as well.
Not the end of the world, but it could be Square Enix and their trailer magic, because you could look at a trailer and it means one thing, and then they'll release another trailer like, I don't know, next week and it'll be completely different. You go,
Oh yeah, 100%. But what we also have to bear in mind is that, like, if anyone that didn't watch the showcase, is that it said that it was a PC emulating what would be on a PS5. Now, to me, that screams it is in the earliest of production, like the earliest.
I think I'll take a guess. It's probably a year into production.
Yeah, like I would say about a year, probably maybe less than that, because. So what I think is that they could be just showing the small things that they've done, and they've just tried to compile something, because obviously we all knew that we were all getting aggy. Like every single Final Fantasy player was getting aggy. Like, come on, give us another fucking game. So I think they've just gone, right, there's a showcase now. Let's get what we have done and show you here. So we might not even be getting the full story. We might just be getting snippets of what's been done.
Let's carry on. How refreshing was it to see Chocobos, by the way?
Oh my god, don't. After Final Fantasy 15, I was so freaking happy to see a Chocobo.
Beautiful.
And the white Chocobos.
I know. Beautiful. White Chocobos. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Sergeant, let's summon their icon.
Icon! We've heard many different names for summons. Summons, espers, Edilons, is that how you pronounce it? Aeons, Guardian Forces.
Aeons, yeah.
There's been so many different ones, and now we've got Icon. I think Icon. I think in 14, I think they're called Icons. I could be wrong. I think when I was looking at it earlier. Doris! Come here! What are they called? What are they called? They're called Icons. But yes, it's just another word for a summon. Okay, fine.
Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain.
There's the thing that panicked everyone initially. Creative Business Unit 3 are the dudes that do Final Fantasy XIV. And if you couldn't tell by the early 40 seconds of this trailer, you thought, oh yes, this is Final Fantasy XIV. You know what?
My initial, I was like 14, 100% straight off the bat.
Here she is.
Oh, she looks so good.
Oh, blood splurted out again.
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily.
So we have them. So there's obviously going to be some kind of time jumping, because this is obviously the main character that we saw earlier, back in a younger-ish form. Probably, I was to probably guess, nowhere more than 5 years before what we just saw. They're talking about the Mother Crystal, and I have no idea what this could be at all. The idea of crystals is obviously, dating back to the original Final Fantasy, being the 4 crystals of fire, ice, wind, and earth. What on earth is the Mother Crystal?
So the Mother Crystal, as far as Big Mama D says, in the latest DLC for 14, the crystals got spread across, and that was your quest. Your quest was to find all of them. I think there was 6 actually. Sure, I'll check. Don't judge me, people. I don't play it. So this crystals spread, and you had to return them to. That was the premise of the latest DLC for Final Fantasy XIV. Which is why for me, like, that's why I'm like, is it gonna be 14? Is it gonna be like 14?
Please. Yes, and I mean, thankfully, I think our minds at rest. It's not going to be a 14. It's just made by the same developers, and it looks like 14. But thankfully, it's not going to be it. Doggo,
This will be a bit
rule
of
of the
fight.
doggos.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
I am Joshua's shield.
So, little boy, or Joshua, the main character, who I assume is the person that's narrating over the top of this, is Joshua's protection. We'll call it that. The person that's meant to protect Joshua. As we all get on, that Joshua is a dominant. Potentially.
I'd say he definitely has powers.
He does have some form of powers, and the reason why I think he potentially is a dominant, as we'll get onto in a bit, is he just healed. He healed somebody that looked like had some form of injury or wound. Now, if it's what's to believe that he is the Phoenix dominant, Phoenix gives the power of life, the power of restoration. So he could be the dominant Phoenix, potentially. And there it is. Look at that. Look at that.
Looks like it's been bathed in Machina, whatever it is.
Machina, that's Final Fantasy X-2, I think. The machines, but look at them. Just look at it. Beautiful.
Final Fantasy VII, isn't it?
Well, Machina. Oh, Mako or Machina.
Mako, whatever he has to collect. That's why his eyes are blue, isn't it? Yeah, that's why his eyes are blue.
So, are we saying this is actually Remake Part 2, disguised as Final Fantasy 16? How many people are going to get angry at that in the comments? No, it's not.
Don't.
No, it's not. Please, don't throw hate to us.
Cancel me, I dare you.
I'm sworn to protect him.
Here we go. This is where it gets interesting, because now we're going to get to combat. And, they have employed Ryota Suzuki, who is the lead designer of Devil May Cry. I personally haven't played a Devil May Cry game. But this combat, from what I have seen of Devil May Cry, looks like it's heavily influenced by it. With elements of Final Fantasy 15, which comes to my first problem. Right there. So as we can see, he's attacking physically with a sword and also using magical attacks as well. And as you look carefully, you can see blood spurting out everywhere. And it's beautiful, and it's glorious, and it's delicious. Look at it. Oh. And as you'll see now, this is the bit where it looks Final Fantasy 15-esque. Because he does a parry, dodges back, and then does like those warp attacks that Noctis kept doing in 15.
I think we're going to get a very, very, very similar combat style of 7 Remake and a good mix of 15. I feel like the combat and the mechanisms 7, like, because I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion, the 7 Remake combat is the best combat that I've ever used.
It's perfect. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like the way that they've changed the X button to the circle, and they've mixed it all around, makes it easier to play. I don't know if that's anyone else's opinion, but in my opinion, it just makes life a lot easier. I feel like we're going to have a very good fuse of what we saw in 15 with the stems of 7.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm hoping it's not 15's battle style. As much as I am for Final Fantasy 15 and I did enjoy it, I don't want that battle system because that's one of the things I didn't enjoy. But no, it does look good. It looks like a lot of juggling mechanics as well, so you can not only...
I read something that said that it was going to be very similar to Kingdom Hearts combat as well, which I'm
down for
here
that.
for. I'm here for that.
All day. It does look... And again, blood splurting out. Did you see that? Impaled him and everywhere. We're coming to it. It's about to happen, and I'm about to let it all out.
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
Big, thick boy Marlboro in the house. Oh, shout out to Marlboro. Looking thick with a diving attack. Oh my gosh. Look. It just looks menacing and beautiful as he can look. Oh my gosh. I love it. I just love Marlboro. Don't get me wrong, he's an arsehole to fight, but I love Marlboro. Bad breath. Ugh, you're all poisoned. Go screw yourself. It's like, nah. Oh.
What does it matter?
You know what's interesting is these attacks that we're seeing.
Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
You got the fire the red orange hue as they're attacking as well. Not only just with when he's attacking with fire magic, but also when he's doing these warp attacks. We've got this red orangey.
Maybe he's the Phoenix dominant.
I like how you're on my page right now.
Maybe he's the Phoenix dominant.
And it hints to it in a minute as well, because we're about to see a bit more combat. And I look at it and I go, maybe we're on the wrong idea altogether.
Does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
So, whatever this Mother Crystal is, Blight is a disease, so there's obviously some form of disease going around. God knows what it is, but, you know, it's what this Mother Crystal is going to be. And I've been thinking about it all day before even coming onto this, and I was like, I know what the crystals are, and I assume the summons, or the icons that they're called in this, are related to these crystals, but I don't know what the Mother Crystal is. I have no idea. I'm trying to put my Doris hat on, and I can't put my Doris hat on.
Well, I can go get her.
She's like, Mama, what's this Mother Crystal all about?
She's downstairs. But this is for me. This was where I was like adamant it was 14 because it says realm, right? And the first game, or the first DLC, I suppose, for 14 was a realm reborn.
Yes, Final Fantasy XIV was originally released whenever it was, and it was dog awful, and it was really bad. So they pulled it, and redid it, and released it as a Realm Reborn. So, I mean, I think many of us, me, you, and many others included, literally thought this was just a follow-up Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, I generally thought that we get a standalone 14 storyline, maybe in a single-player game.
I'm so glad it's not that. I didn't fancy playing all of 14 just to figure out what's going on in this game.
Doris would be away with the fairies, wouldn't she?
She'd be showing us what to do. Sit down, children. Come on.
Mama's talking now.
I love it. Okay, so as you watch these attacks that go on now, you'll see there Phoenix.
Yeah,
that is a Phoenix arm.
The Phoenix Dom.
That is a Phoenix arm. All right. So
he is the Phoenix Dom. Wow.
I'm gonna throw some on you in a minute, and but I'm gonna wait till we get to it. But I'm gonna throw some on you, which is gonna take your early prediction at the start of the video to probably a different level.
So the city of dragoons, Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Recognize the enemy? I think it's called Coel. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it properly. Yes.
Beautiful though.
It looks amazing, right? Whether this would be a normal enemy or a boss, but I think you can, obviously this is recorded on a PC emulating a PS5, but you can just tell, you know, how the lighting alone just looks.
And yet so many people were slating the graphics.
You know what?
So many people.
If you, I am not knocking remake. I love remake to pieces, right? If you put remake next door to this, remake already looks graphically not as good as this, and I thought remake looked beautiful.
But if you look at early of remake, it's the exact same as this.
We're paying you more than a few gil. You best be worth it. Okay, recruit. Let's move.
Yes,
and then look at how remake turned out.
Get down here, Merc.
Because in my opinion, Remake is one of the most stunning games I've ever played graphically.
Yes, 100% agree. 100% agree. Listen to Money and Speedy. Come on. Don't hate us in the comments. Please don't do that. Come on. We're just two people just trying to give you guys some entertainment. Sit and watch. Leave us alone. Okay, I've got another one. I'm gonna try and stop it, but I don't know if I can get it in time. But can you see a claw right here? There's like claws here.
Yeah, there. You can see it like grappling round.
I don't know if that's a phoenix, though. I don't know if that's something else. Oh, I don't know.
Could be Ifrit. Ifrit's got 3 claws.
Could be. Ah, blood!
Oh!
Blood! Blood spurting. Now, if you're going to send hate to me in the comments now saying, my God, Money Benjamin, it's not going to be an 18+ game, let me present to you, I'm going to edit this over the top of it, let me present to you Final Fantasy VII Remake and Genova. Purple blood, because they couldn't have red, otherwise it changed it from a teen, or whatever it is over here, to an 18+ M-rated game. Now, let me present to you Final Fantasy XVI, blood splurting over a kid's face, which I don't know about you. If I was if that was in a movie, that would be easily 18+. So please don't at me in the comments. We know it's true. If this is going to be Square Enix and the Final Fantasy's first 18+ game, I'm all for it.
Me too. Because they bridged on it in 7, right? Because of the amount of swear words. I have never been taken aback by so many swear words in a video game. Like, obviously, I've played like GTA and stuff, but when you've got the language that are coming out of bloody like Reno and all of these, I was sat there. I think it was the Reno and Rude battle actually, and then you've got shit coming out of their mouths. You got bastard coming out of their mouths, and I was saying to Doris, because Doris was sat next to me, and I was like, "Mum, is it me or is there a lot of swear words in this?"
Hell of a lot
I
of
wouldn't
swear
let my
words.
children play it.
Hell of a lot of swear words. So you're telling me that this game is going to be not an 18+ game, considering I've seen so much blood already, and now someone's obviously either had their head chopped off or something, and this kid's now covered in blood.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
Fable. Don't know if you ever played it, but it reminds me of Fable. The art style.
I've not personally played it, but I've seen it.
The art, like the old and like Fable 2, like we're talking like old school Xbox graphics, like Fable 2, where you can go and get pissed up and you can fall around the place and you can do all sorts of weird things. But it seems so similar to that art style.
It's gorgeous. Are you ready to? you're ready for the theory crafting? I'm gonna give you some theory crafting. It's gonna link to what you said at the beginning. Okay, more Phoenix wings. All right, keep that in mind.
It's the Archduke.
Right, that I don't care what anyone says. That fist right there, that has to be Titan's fist.
Yeah, I can see it now.
There we go. Oh, hey, there we go.
Oh, that is a snapshot and a half.
Oh, I don't know why though.
Phoenix.
Right. This must be, yes, this must be not long after he gets covered in blood. His head's pretty much dyed red. His face has kind of still got some blood bits on it. But it looks like he is summoning his icon.
Yeah, it's his first. I think he's so like, by the look on his face, it's, something's happening and I don't know what, but this is about to happen. It's his first ever time summoning it. So,
now, this is where I'm going to throw a curveball in here. All right. So, just watch it now, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Stop this!
Okay.
Second icon of fire.
Let's go back a little tiny bit.
Second icon of fire.
So, this is telling me that there can only be one summon per crystal. So the fact that Phoenix, what we, if we were to believe the trailer, is the icon of fire, and
Then
now
what's Ifrit?
and again an icon of fire, but in this world they can only be, or they only should be, to their knowledge, one icon per crystal. So you've got Shiva
But if it's
of
one icon
ice,
per crystal,
you've got a Titan of ground, earth, sorry, and then you've got Phoenix of fire. We don't know the wind one just yet, and now this guy's obviously, whoever this is turned into, or the leading us to believe is turned into Ifrit. Oh my God, there's a
do you
second
reckon
icon of
that's
fire.
Ifrit? Do you think so?
Well,
That's impossible.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
right. So I'm gonna rewind slightly.
So he's Ifrit.
So is our main character and the crew, or the main character at least, trying to protect Joshua, who is actually the antagonist of the game? Why?
Ooh,
because
okay.
at the end of the trailer, let's just get to the end. This trailer is making you think that Joshua is Phoenix. All right?
Yeah.
It's making you
who's
think that Joshua is
Ifrit?
Phoenix. But this is the thing. Is Joshua Ifrit? Is Joshua Phoenix? Is he both? And can this kid just
No,
not control
because of
this
the
power?
other one. You're the main character. Well, the
Got all the wings
protector
coming out of his arms.
Josh. Oh, I don't know. They see, Square Enix are very clever, aren't they?
They are.
Because that looks like a fully grown adult to me, not a child.
Exactly. Who
So
is
maybe
this?
So maybe the main character that was protecting Josh is actually, because you've obviously seen him use fire.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Oh, he could be the big baddie
Or maybe
after all.
he can, or without what we don't realize is that he could have both.
He could have both.
He could have both
because in just a
obviously it's
moment-
possible. It's possible to have more than one summon.
Because in a moment, they're screaming at Josh for him to wake up.
That's impossible.
Which to me just sounds like the kid can't control the power that's been bestowed on him.
Which is why he can't leave the house.
Just look how good Ifrit looks. Can we just appreciate this right now?
I know, that's
Oh,
most
Legacy of
beautiful.
crystals.
Oh my. Bam! Phoenix versus the Ifrit.
Has shaped our history.
More blood. 18 plus game. I'm telling you right now.
Enough.
Just look at that. Look at that bottom right. I mean, you guys can't see because Speeny's there, but in the bottom right, you can see it. Look at that blood. Joshua, wake up. Wake up. So, is this saying that he's Ifrit? Or is he... It can't be the dude getting wrecked underneath him, because that ain't gonna happen. Well, that could be Ifrit tearing at Phoenix, for we know. Oh, there's the prelude music.
Oh,
Younger main character.
he's a sexy looking bastard.
I'll call this the. People gonna. I know I'm gonna get hate in the comments for this. I'm gonna call it the Gladio effect.
Oh, fantastic.
Right here. Here. This is gonna be important. Just a second, all right. You got the red orange flame. You got the purple flame. Sorry. Which are represented in the logo. Ifrit being the purple. Phoenix being the purpley, not purpley, the orangey reddy colour. Oh my god. This game.
I think it's probably going to be one of the most challenging Final Fantasies today.
I hope so.
I
really
don't like
so.
with like the scene where you've got the Phoenix, like that's gonna be one heck of a fucking battle. Like
Yes.
that's going to, but where is it going to play in the story?
I think we obviously have no
We
idea.
have no idea.
Is it going to be like time jumping? We're going to jump between times, or we're going to like? Is it going to start with like the big battle and then cut to leading up to this
Yeah,
moment?
I mean, for all
and
we
go
know,
back to-
we don't. That's what we've been shown is almost like the. So it's shown us like the build up of what's happening. So it's going to start with this massive cutscene, like Final Fantasy games do.
Mhm.
Every single Final Fantasy game,
Mhm.
you start off with a big fuck off cutscene, and then it jumps into the game. What if what we are seeing is the events leading up to this big battle, and then it starts off as we've got to rebuild from this battle. Or we've got to go find Joshua because he's done a runner, or like there's so many possibilities where this game could go, because I don't think that's how the game is going to end.
No,
They wouldn't have shown that. They wouldn't have shown.
They're gonna swerve us big time.
Yeah, they wouldn't have shown that like big fight at the end if it wasn't going to happen early on in the game.
Exactly, 100%. They would not do that to us. They did it right. They did it with the remake trailers, but they did that with that because we already know what happens in the original Final Fantasy VII. So it's going to be no surprise to you. So most of the stuff that you saw in the trailers were from Endgame. They are never, in a million years, going to show you the end game in the first
What
trailer.
might be worth doing is going back and looking at old trailers for Final Fantasy games and trying to analyze how their stories were, because they will always stay to the same equilibrium in every single trailer that they have Final Fantasy game. It's always the same equilibrium. It's the same way that they do every single one. It might be interesting to go back and say watch a 13 trailer or a 10 trailer and have a look and see how that was shown, and then take it into consideration of how the game actually played out.
That sounds like great homework. Shall we do that? And then we'll come back here next Friday. We'll do this again.
Fine by me.
And we'll
I'm
do
fine
a
with
follow-up
that.
to this. We'll do a follow-up to this, and we'll see how this goes. Because, content. It's content.
Content.
The end of this trailer literally ends with that, which I love. I love the art style of this. And it's nice to see that summons, or icons as they're called in this, are the main focus of the game. The main focus of the game. Not just something that you summon into battle now and then. PS5, more likely going to come to PC. I hope Xbox never gets it.
It is. So what I read earlier is that it will be a PC game as well as, and I think the release will be exactly the same. Because obviously they emulated it on a PC, which stems from the game.
Exactly.
It's already there.
Literally already there. There you go. There was our breakdown, a mass breakdown of the FF16 announcement trailer, or as they like to title it, the Awakening trailer. Oh, that's another word. Oh, Awakening trailer. Ooh.
Well, it is an awakening, isn't it?
Oh, Awakening.
They were sneaky.
Ooh. I literally just looked up to my top screen. And
Yeah,
I saw,
so did I.
announcement,
So did I.
Awakening. Wow. Guys, honestly, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because there's going to be so much theory crafting until we start getting more detail, which ain't going to be for a long time, in my opinion. A very long time.
I think we'll even get Final Fantasy Part 2 before Final Fantasy VII. We even get 16.
I agree with that. Though they could surprise us and give us another trailer at Tokyo Game Show, which is just around the corner as well. Which Square.
Yeah. Well, they said Square Enix said between June and August that we'd get everything that they were supposed to free, and yet they've waited until now.
I'm calling it. I'm going to be completely wrong. FF7 Remake Part 2 announcement.
I think the next
Tokyo Game Show.
that could be a Tokyo, but I think we'll get a release date and when we can buy it and stuff for 7 at E3 next year. Because that's about April time.
I can't wait that long.
I reckon we'll get it. I reckon by this time next year we'll make part.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
They wouldn't have just. In my opinion, like it's too short of a game for them to have gone. We're going to stop the production here. I reckon they finished production on 2, which would mean because before they release it, there's months before they finish the game, and then there's months before they release it. It's not a case of right, we finished the game, we're going to release it tomorrow. There's months that go into prepping, marketing, building up the animosity and the energy for it before they release it. So there's going to be a few months gap between when they finish production of remake to when they release it, and that's that. I think that for me, I reckon it was done probably about 2019. The game itself.
Can you like stop playing my heart like this, please? Get me all excited, like, and then they'll be like, "Yep, not coming for another 2 years." I'm like, you know what? Screw you.
Screw you. No,
Screw
they
you.
can't go that long. They won't go that long without having a game.
Okay, good. That's fine then. That's fine.
Surely.
That's fine.
You just have to look at the release dates and how it works.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna take your word because you don't. unless you work for Square Enix. Do you work for Square Enix? She never confirmed or denied that she did.
I've been to it in California.
Square Enix Games over here. Look at it, eh? Spoon Enix Games.
With someone just said in the comments.
See? Oh my god, I'm getting excited. Right, I'm wrapping up this video because I'm getting too excited and I'm going to think about Remake Part 2 and it might not even come. It may get cancelled altogether. I'm joking, it won't. Don't hate me in the comments. I'm just messing about. But thank you, Madam Spini, for joining us.
You're welcome.
On this episode.
It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
It was good fun. And we'll come and do this again for you next week. So be ready for it because we've got some homework to do. I'm looking forward to doing this now. I'm actually looking forward to doing this.
Me too. It's going to give me something to do.
Madam Spini, where can they find you?
You can find me at Raspini Games on absolutely everything but Facebook. So Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is Raspini Games.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Please, honestly, go show your love to Raspini Games. I've had the pleasure of knowing her now for quite a few months, and she is one amazing individual and pops on some banging content. And honestly, please go follow right now. The video's over, so you have nothing to wait about for anymore. This is it. Literally, it's over. Go do it. Links in the description below. But yes, let's say goodbye to Spini and wrap it up this video. Bye, Spini. Let's get her out of this shot. There we go. Out of here. There we go. That's how we do it. We throw Spini out.
Just throw me, yeah, it's fine.
She's still here. You can still hear her, but yeah, I've thrown her out. Thrown her out of this. But no, guys, honestly, let us know what you think to everything that we've discussed in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, our links to our Twitch channels are in the description below. Come and hang out on us as we're streaming some awesome content. I mean, like, Spini streams awesome content. I just stream memes. That's all I do with my time. But no, guys, thanks so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, roll the outro.